Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you one simple question. Do you want to be a millionaire before 2025 ends? Not someday, not maybe, but before the clock strikes midnight on December 31st. The truth is the year is almost over. But guess what? It's not over yet. Time pressure has a unique way of cutting through the noise and demanding clarity. When people feel like they have all the time in the world, they tend to delay, procrastinate, overthink, and indulge in distractions. But when the clock is ticking and the year is almost over, like it is now in 2025, it forces a different kind of mental energy to rise. That energy is focused urgency. It removes all the fluff and brings your goals to the front of your mind with intensity. If you truly want to become a millionaire before the end of this year, you don't need more time. You need more focus. And pressure is the tool that sharpens that focus like a blade. When we set long deadlines, our brains stay relaxed, even lazy. The vision feels distant and the consequences of inaction seem minimal. But when time gets tight, something shifts in the human spirit. The mind goes from dreaming to calculating, from wondering to working. The closer we get to a deadline, the more laser-focused we become, because suddenly, the cost of delay becomes real. Every passing week becomes a mirror reflecting what we did, or didn't, do. For anyone aiming to hit a financial milestone, like becoming a millionaire, this shift in time awareness can be the turning point. The urgency of the calendar is not your enemy. It's your greatest motivator. With just a few months left before the end of 2025, you no longer have the luxury of someday. You have now, and that's all you need. The truth is, most million-dollar ideas were not born in calm environments over 10 years. They were born in pressure cookers where people were forced to adapt, innovate, and act. Compressed timeframes make us more resourceful. When you have 5 years to make $1 million, you might delay starting. But when you only have 5 months, your mind gets creative real fast. You begin asking better questions. You start identifying what really works and cutting what doesn't. You stop tolerating excuses and start producing results. Let's be brutally honest. Most people don't fail because they lack opportunity. They fail because they waste time. Time is the most precious currency you have, especially now. And when the year is almost over, every minute becomes magnified. This is when you must treat your time like a millionaire does, with precision. Millionaires understand that time is not just money. It's more valuable than money. Money can be earned, lost, and regained. But time, once gone, never returns. This mindset shift alone can unlock the millionaire version of yourself. You begin waking up earlier, working smarter, eliminating the irrelevant, and channeling every ounce of energy into what matters most. A lot of people say they want to be rich, but very few act like their time is worth millions. If you want to become a millionaire before 2025 ends, you must treat your time as if every hour costs you 1,000. That means you stop spending time on things that drain you emotionally, mentally, or financially. Social media scrolling, gossip, overthinking, perfectionism, and indecision must be eliminated. Instead, you must spend time on activities that produce results, building your business, mastering your skill, pitching your offers, learning from mentors, and developing systems that scale. This is not the season to be busy, it's the season to be effective. The beauty of a tight deadline is that it makes decisions easier. Should you watch TV or work on your strategy? Should you hang out aimlessly or record your content? Should you spend hours thinking or spend minutes acting? The answers become clear when the goal is close and the time is short. Becoming a millionaire in months is not about luck. It's about relentless clarity. The people who get there are not necessarily the most talented or the most experienced. They are simply the ones who knew what they wanted and locked in on it without hesitation. What you focus on now will either open the doors to abundance or keep you stuck in scarcity. Pressure will either break you or build you, and that depends entirely on how you respond to it. You can say, "It's too late, there's not enough time," or you can say, "This is it. I'm all in." The difference between the two responses is the difference between dreaming of millions and actually making them. Use the pressure to fuel your fire. Use the time limit to accelerate your execution. Stop waiting for the right moment. This is the right moment. Your breakthrough doesn't need years. It needs days of discipline, weeks of obsession, and months of consistent execution. The final months of the year could hold more power than all the ones that came before, if you decide they will. You have to look at the rest of the year like a narrow tunnel. You can either crawl through slowly and cautiously, or you can run through it like your life depends on it. Because in some ways it does. The life you want to live depends on the decisions you make now. There is still time. Not a lot, but just enough. Enough to shift your mindset, build momentum, launch something bold, cut the distractions, and lock in on a target. Enough to change your income, your identity, your energy, and your results. The time pressure you're feeling, it's not working against you. It's showing you what really matters. It's asking you, are you ready? Will you rise or retreat? Time pressure creates focus, but only for those who are truly committed. If you want to be a millionaire before 2025 ends, use this final stretch of time as your greatest gift. Let it ignite urgency in your bones. Let it drive action into your days. And most importantly, let it awaken the millionaire that's already inside of you, waiting to be revealed, not years from now, but now. Becoming a millionaire is not about how much money you currently have. It's about who you believe you are. Wealth is not just a goal, it's an identity. If you want to be a millionaire before 2025 ends, your external reality must reflect your internal belief system. That begins with a mindset transformation so deep, so intentional, that it reprograms the way you think, speak, act, and respond to life. Most people try to change their bank account without changing their mindset, and that's why they fail. They chase wealth with a poverty mentality. They set big goals but operate from small thinking. But wealth doesn't come to the person who wants it. It comes to the person who becomes it. You can't just want money. You have to think like someone who already has it. That means removing deeply embedded beliefs like, money is hard to earn, rich people are greedy, or, I'm not lucky enough. These ideas are invisible chains. They trap people in cycles of struggle. Until you shift your beliefs, even your best efforts will sabotage themselves. Mindset is the soil, and wealth is the harvest. If the soil is filled with doubt, fear, and limitation, no strategy will grow strong enough to thrive. But when you begin to think in abundance, believe in your worth, and expect results, suddenly, doors open. Opportunities appear. People start to listen. And money begins to flow. You must begin to affirm and embody the truth that wealth is not something you chase. It is something you attract by becoming the version of yourself that is ready to receive it. That version of you is disciplined, focused, confident, and calm under pressure. That version doesn't wait for success. It creates it. You have to see yourself as a millionaire now, even if your bank balance doesn't reflect it yet. Why? Because your subconscious mind will always move in the direction of your dominant belief. If you believe you are broke, struggling, and behind, you will subconsciously act in ways that reinforce those outcomes. But if you believe you are powerful, resourceful, and abundant, even when your reality says otherwise, your actions will begin to reflect that inner conviction. And over time, reality catches up. Mindset isn't just about positive thinking. It's about deep identity work. You have to ask yourself, what does a millionaire do that I'm not doing? Do they spend hours scrolling aimlessly, or do they spend hours creating? Do they wait for permission or take action without approval? Do they blame their situation or own every result? These are not just habits. They're reflections of mindset. Millionaires operate from vision, not emotion. They don't make decisions based on how they feel. They make decisions based on who they are becoming. And that kind of thinking must become your new normal if you want the income to match. If you're serious about becoming a millionaire before the end of the year, you can't allow yourself to be driven by fear anymore. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being ready. These fears don't belong to the millionaire you. They belong to the version of you that hasn't decided. And the truth is, you won't be free from fear until you replace it with faith in your vision. Faith isn't blind hope. It's the deep knowing that if you do the work, the results will come. It's trusting that every step you take in alignment with abundance will produce fruit, even if it's not visible yet. That kind of belief system doesn't come from wishful thinking. It comes from commitment, from getting up every day and choosing wealth over worry. Every time you speak about money, you are revealing your mindset. Do you speak from power or from lack? Do you say things like, "I can't afford it," or "How can I create that income?" One statement closes possibility, the other opens it. The words you speak become the life you live. Your language must align with wealth, not poverty. You have to speak what you seek, even before you see it. Say it daily. I am a millionaire in motion. Money flows to me easily. I am a magnet for opportunities. These are not just affirmations. They are instructions to your subconscious mind to align with your vision. It's also important to protect your mindset by curating your environment. The people you spend time with will influence your thinking more than you realize. If you're surrounded by people who complain, settle, and blame, you will too. But if you immerse yourself in books, mentors, content, and conversations that reinforce wealth thinking, your mindset will rise. It's not magic, it's proximity. Your environment must match the goal you're chasing. $1,000,000 goals require $1,000,000 inputs. Don't underestimate the power of what you allow into your mind daily. Another part of wealth mindset is accepting that failure is part of the process. You won't get everything right the first time. You might launch a product and it doesn't sell. You might invest and lose money. You might post content that no one watches. But a wealth mindset doesn't crumble, it learns. Every mistake is a tuition fee for success. Every setback is an assignment in resilience. You don't become a millionaire by avoiding failure. You become one by becoming stronger than it. Most importantly, stop waiting for permission to think big. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need everyone's approval. What you need is to give yourself full permission to believe you are capable of achieving something massive, even if no one around you sees it yet. That belief must come from within. The world will try to put you in a box, but your mindset must destroy it. You're not here to live average. You're here to lead yourself to greatness. Conclusion: your external reality is always a reflection of your internal identity. If you want to become a millionaire before 2025 ends, the first shift must happen in your mind. Not someday, but now. Speak wealth, think abundance. Move with intention, and align your actions with your future self. Change your thoughts, and you'll change your results. Change your identity, and you'll change your life. The year is almost over, but your wealth journey is just beginning, and it begins inside you. Making $1 million before the end of 2025 is not about working harder. It's about choosing the right path and going all in on it with relentless focus. The truth is, not all income opportunities are created equal. Some are limited by time, location, or energy, while others can scale without limits. If you're serious about building wealth in a short time, you need to stop dabbling in 10 things and pick one high-income vehicle that can actually get you there. Not eventually, but fast. The goal isn't to stay busy, it's to get results. And results come from focus, mastery, and momentum in the right direction. Most people waste their energy jumping from one idea to another. Today they're trying freelancing, tomorrow it's dropshipping. The day after, it's affiliate marketing, and next week, they're giving up because nothing worked fast enough. But the truth is, nothing works until you do. Success doesn't come from trying, it comes from committing. Millionaires don't dabble, they dominate. They find one thing that has the potential to scale and pour everything into it. They go deep, not wide. Whether it's building a digital product, coaching, consulting, investing, real estate, or a content-based brand, they pick their lane and become dangerous in it. It's not about finding a magic formula. It's about choosing the vehicle that makes sense for your current skills, market demand, and ability to scale fast, and then refusing to be distracted by anything else. If you're good at speaking or teaching, you can build a coaching business or course that serves a specific audience. If you're a great writer or creator, monetizing through digital content or affiliate marketing can be powerful. If you understand sales, you can close high-ticket deals or start a consulting agency. There is no shortage of vehicles. But the key is this: choose one that has no ceiling. Trading your time for money won't get you there fast. You need leverage, you need systems, you need scale. Most millionaires are not working 16-hour days. They're not doing everything themselves. They're building things that can grow even while they sleep. That's the power of the right vehicle. It lets you escape the trap of linear income. You stop thinking in terms of hours and start thinking in terms of impact and volume. How many people can you serve? How many products can you sell? How much value can you create at once? Once you answer that, your income potential multiplies. But again, that only happens when you stop switching lanes and go all in. Going all in doesn't mean being reckless. It means being obsessed with execution. It means studying your industry, learning your craft, building systems, testing strategies, and refining your message daily. It means waking up every day with one thought: how do I make this thing bigger, better, and more profitable? Distractions become irrelevant. You don't need 5 different income streams right now. You need one stream to become a flood. And that starts with depth, not variety. In today's digital economy, you have more access than ever before. You don't need permission, funding, or a team to get started. You can launch a brand from your phone. You can sell knowledge, skills, services, or physical products directly to consumers across the globe. The barrier to entry is low, but the price of success is still high. The market rewards commitment, not curiosity. If you're halfway in, the results will be halfway too. But when you go all in, when you fully commit to mastering your lane, the compound effect kicks in, momentum builds, results stack, and wealth follows. Here's the hard truth: most people already know what their vehicle is. They've tested it. They've had ideas. They've had the urge to start, but they didn't commit long enough to see results. Maybe they quit because it got hard, or slow, or uncomfortable. But that discomfort is where transformation happens. Millionaires don't stop at hard, they push through it. The discomfort is a signal that you're growing, evolving, and getting closer to something big. So if you've already found something that aligns with your passion, skill, and the market's need, don't look away now. Double down. And if you haven't found your vehicle yet, don't waste another week hoping something will fall into your lap. Research, explore, choose, then go. You don't need more clarity, you need more movement. Clarity often comes after the commitment. Once you pick your path, the next steps start to reveal themselves. But waiting around and jumping from one idea to another just burns time. The one resource you can't afford to waste right now. The year is nearly over. You don't have time to play it safe. You have time to go all in. Once you've chosen your vehicle, you must also surround yourself with the right tools, systems, and people. Success is not a solo sport. Automate what can be automated. Delegate what you shouldn't be doing. Learn from those who've done it before. Buy courses, join masterminds, read books, watch interviews. Whatever it takes to speed up the process. Every hour spent in deep focus will move you closer to your million. But only if you stay loyal to the lane you've chosen. Becoming a millionaire before the end of 2025 is possible. But only if you stop scattering your attention and start building something scalable. Choose a high-income vehicle, commit fully, and give it everything you've got. Do not pivot when things get hard. Pivot only when you've mastered it or outgrown it. Millionaire success is not built on trends or quick wins. It's built on deep commitment to one vehicle, one vision, and one obsession: freedom. And freedom doesn't come from trying everything. It comes from going all in on the one thing that works, and refusing to quit until it pays off. When most people think about making $1 million, they imagine needing a brand new idea, a revolutionary invention, or some kind of special opportunity that they've never seen before. But the truth is, the most powerful and practical path to wealth is often hidden in plain sight. It's in what you already know. You don't need to start from zero. You don't need to reinvent yourself. You already have the raw materials, your skills, your experiences, your story, your knowledge. The real question is, are you ready to monetize it? Everyone has something valuable to offer. Maybe it's a lesson you learned the hard way. Maybe it's a talent you've always had, but never thought to package. Maybe it's something you've been doing for years that other people would pay to learn, to outsource, or to be inspired by. Whether you're good at writing, teaching, organizing, designing, selling, speaking, motivating, or simply connecting with others, there's a market for it. The internet has made it possible for ordinary people to turn everyday knowledge into extraordinary income. Monetizing what you know begins with shifting your perspective. Stop underestimating yourself. What's normal to you might be a breakthrough for someone else. You may not realize it, but there are thousands, if not millions, of people online right now, searching for the very insight or solution you could give them. Maybe you know how to lose weight without going to the gym. Maybe you figured out how to build an online store from scratch. Maybe you're amazing at writing CVs, creating websites, improving mindset, or building habits. These things may not seem groundbreaking to you, but to someone struggling with that problem, they're priceless. To monetize your knowledge, you first need to extract it. Take a moment to look at your life. What have people always come to you for help with? What do you do naturally that others find difficult? What have you learned the hard way that could save someone else time, money, or pain? What topic could you talk about for hours without getting bored? Your answers to those questions point toward your monetizable skills and knowledge. Once you identify the area, you can begin turning it into value-packed content, products, services, or digital assets. There are many ways to package what you know into income. You can create an online course, start a consulting service, write an ebook, launch a paid newsletter, start a YouTube channel, build a coaching program, or even host paid webinars or workshops. You can also offer freelance services based on your skill, whether it's design, marketing, writing, coding, or voiceover work. The key is to start with something you already understand deeply, so you can move fast, deliver confidently, and build momentum without needing to learn everything from scratch. One of the biggest advantages of monetizing what you know is speed. Because it's already inside you, you don't have to spend months figuring it out. You just need to structure it and present it in a way that solves a problem for someone else. If you've gone through something difficult and come out stronger, there's someone out there still stuck in that struggle, looking for your roadmap. People pay for results, shortcuts, clarity, and confidence, and you can deliver all of that by simply sharing your process, your tools, your insights, and your perspective. Another benefit is authenticity. When you monetize your own knowledge and experience, it resonates deeply with others. People connect with real stories and real results. You don't have to pretend to be an expert. You just have to be honest about where you've been, what you've learned, and how you can help. That transparency builds trust, and trust turns into income. In today's market, authenticity sells better than perfection. People don't want unreachable gurus, they want relatable guides. That's exactly what you can be. Many people hesitate because they feel like they're not ready or qualified enough. But here's the truth. You don't need to be the world's greatest expert. You only need to be 1 or 2 steps ahead of the person you're helping. Think about that. If you've made 100K online, you can teach someone who's made nothing. If you've built a social media following of 5,000, there's someone with 0 who wants to learn how. Stop waiting until you feel worthy. Start serving from where you are. Confidence grows as you take action. Once you begin, consistency is everything. Share what you know daily. Create valuable content. Answer questions. Offer tips. Share your journey. Invite people to work with you or buy from you. Build your online presence not by showing off, but by showing up. You don't need to go viral. You need to go deep with a specific audience who values what you know. That's how communities are built. That's how brands are born. And that's how businesses scale. You must also believe that your knowledge is worthy of wealth. Many people give away their time and wisdom for free, not because they're generous, but because they doubt its value. If you don't value your expertise, no one else will. You must price it with confidence. You must present it with pride. The information age has proven this over and over. People are willing to pay, not just for knowledge, but for clarity, guidance, and transformation. If you've been through something, solved a challenge, or mastered a process, you have every right to be paid for helping others do the same. The path to becoming a millionaire before 2025 ends may not require anything new. It may simply require you to value what you already have. Your skills, your story, your experience, your knowledge. These are the assets that can unlock your wealth, but only if you decide to treat them as valuable. Stop searching outward for the next big thing. Look inward. You already have the blueprint. Now it's time to share it, sell it, and scale it. What you know can change someone's life, and in doing so, it can change your own. You don't need to start over. You just need to start. The people who achieve extraordinary goals, like becoming a millionaire before the end of the year, aren't always the smartest or the most experienced. They're the most disciplined. They understand that success is not built overnight. It's built daily, through consistent, focused, and intentional actions. If you want to make that kind of financial leap in a short time, you need to commit to daily non-negotiables. These are the habits, routines, and decisions you follow no matter how you feel, no matter what's happening around you, and no matter how slowly or quickly results come. These non-negotiables are the bridge between your goal and your reality. Most people don't fail because they lack talent or opportunity. They fail because they don't show up consistently. One day they're motivated, and the next day they're distracted. One week they're disciplined, and the next week they're doubting. They keep breaking their own rhythm, and then wonder why they're stuck in the same place. If you're serious about becoming a millionaire before 2025 ends, you don't have time to be inconsistent. You need a repeatable system for success, a simple, focused set of daily actions that compound over time and push you forward even when you're tired, uninspired, or overwhelmed. It starts with your morning. How you begin your day will shape your entire energy and focus. Waking up late, checking your phone, and scrolling aimlessly puts you in reactive mode. But starting with a set routine, one that includes clarity, direction, and intention, puts you in control. A high-performance morning could include 15 minutes of gratitude and goal visualization, 30 minutes of deep focus work before the world wakes up, and a plan for what must be executed that day. It's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters, early and with power. Once your day is in motion, your non-negotiables should include income, generating activity. You must touch your business or money mission every single day. Whether it's making a sales call, publishing content, closing a client, writing emails, pitching partnerships, or launching offers, something needs to be pushing your revenue forward daily. It's easy to get caught up in the back-end tasks, the designing, the editing, the planning, the tweaking. But none of that makes money unless you're selling, marketing, and connecting with real people who need your solution. A millionaire doesn't waste hours on what doesn't move the needle. They spend their best energy on what brings return. Your mindset is another non-negotiable. This journey is not just about action, it's about alignment. If your inner world is chaotic, your outer results will reflect that. That's why affirmations, visualization, and self-talk are not just motivational fluff, they're strategy. Your brain is constantly scanning for confirmation of your beliefs. If you tell yourself you're not ready, not worthy, or not qualified, your subconscious will shut down the very opportunities that could elevate you. But if you speak life, abundance, and clarity into your mind daily, you begin to rewire yourself for success. Repeat your affirmations out loud. Visualize your bank account growing. See the success before it's visible. Feel the win before you touch it. This rewiring is not optional if you're building wealth fast. It's essential. Another crucial non-negotiable is learning. Millionaires are always students. Even while building, they're absorbing. Podcasts, books, courses, coaching, mentorship. You need input that challenges your current level and expands your capacity. Learning can't be occasional. It has to be a daily discipline. The world is changing fast, and if you're not learning, you're falling behind. Even just 30 minutes a day of intentional learning can compound into life-changing insights. It's not about gathering random knowledge. It's about learning what helps you execute better, smarter, faster. Equally important is protecting your energy. You cannot be a millionaire in the making and allow low-energy habits, people, or thoughts to control your day. You need boundaries. Boundaries with your time. Boundaries with negativity. Boundaries with comparison. Not everyone should have access to your mind while you're building your dream. Stay away from drama, distractions, and energy-draining routines. Replace them with solitude, focus, and clear objectives. Protect your attention like your life depends on it, because your future does. Daily non-negotiables also mean cutting out indecision. Every day you waste overthinking is a day you could have made progress. Wealth loves speed. Success loves clarity. The most powerful thing you can do daily is decide quickly and act immediately. Perfection isn't the goal, progress is. If you mess up, you learn. If you win, you double down. But sitting in hesitation does nothing. Your daily actions should reflect urgency, not fear. Remember, the year is almost over. You don't have time to wonder. You only have time to work, refine, and repeat. Most people underestimate the power of daily habits because the results aren't instant. They try something for 3 days, don't see a breakthrough, and assume it's not working. But real wealth building is not about intensity, it's about consistency. If you want massive results, you must develop a boring level of discipline. The same sales pitch every day, the same marketing routine, the same customer outreach, the same affirmations. It might feel repetitive, but repetition is how momentum is built, and momentum is how breakthroughs happen. Your $1 million goal won't be achieved in one leap. It will be built brick by brick, through your daily decisions. If you want to become a millionaire before 2025 ends, you need to commit to a set of daily non-negotiables that you execute without excuse. No skipping, no delays, no emotional reasoning, just focused, disciplined, repeatable actions. Over time, these small steps stack into big results. One day, you'll look back and realize that your breakthrough didn't come from a miracle. It came from the days you showed up when no one was watching. From the moments you acted when it was hard. From the discipline that became your new normal. Your future wealth is hidden in your daily routine, and the good news is you control that completely. Decide today, then commit. Every day. If you're truly committed to becoming a millionaire before the end of 2025. One of the most overlooked yet powerful changes you can make is to upgrade your environment and network. You may have the right mindset, the right strategies, the right ambition, but if you are surrounded by the wrong people and toxic environments, your progress will be painfully slow or even sabotaged. Success is not only about what you do, it's also about where you do it and who you do it around. Your environment is either feeding your vision or draining it. Your network is either pulling you forward or anchoring you down. If you want to rise, you have to examine both carefully and make some hard decisions. Many people never break into financial freedom because they are trying to grow in soil that was never meant to support them. They try to level up their life while staying stuck in the same surroundings, surrounded by people who don't believe in growth, who complain about money, who mock ambition, and who settle for average. It's like trying to launch a rocket in a wind tunnel. It will never take off. You can't fly while being tied to people who are afraid of heights. This doesn't mean you abandon everyone, but it does mean you become ruthlessly selective about who gets access to your mind, your time, and your energy. Look around you. What kind of conversations are you having on a daily basis? Are you discussing ideas, investments, and impact? Or are you wasting hours gossiping, complaining, and talking about people instead of purpose? Conversations shape mindset, and mindset shapes behavior. You must intentionally place yourself in environments where success is normalized, where big goals are encouraged, and where wealth is spoken about with excitement, not shame or envy. If you want to make $1 million, you need to be around people who see that as standard, not shocking. In this digital age, upgrading your network is easier than ever. You don't need to be born into wealth or attend elite schools. You have access to podcasts, books, masterminds, coaching groups, online communities, virtual mentorship, and social media spaces filled with driven, like-minded individuals. The question is, are you using that access, or are you scrolling through distractions? Are you connecting with people who inspire you, challenge you, and push you? Or are you constantly interacting with those who doubt you, drain you, and distract you from your goals? The difference between these two choices will either accelerate your journey or delay it indefinitely. Your physical environment matters too. The space you work in, live in, and think in impacts your energy. A cluttered space creates a cluttered mind. An uninspiring room will reflect in your lack of motivation. You don't need a luxury office to win, but you do need a space that reminds you of where you're going. Surround yourself with visual cues of success. Create a workspace that helps you focus. Put your goals on the wall. Write down your affirmations. Play motivational audio in the background. Make your environment a daily reminder of your mission, not your comfort zone. Sometimes, the upgrade you need is not adding new people. It's removing the wrong ones. This can be the hardest part. Letting go of friendships, old connections, or even family dynamics that have become toxic or limiting. But if someone constantly brings doubt into your space, mocks your ambition, or pressures you to stay small, you need to create distance. Not from a place of arrogance, but from a place of alignment. You're not better than anyone, but you're on a different path, and you must protect that path fiercely. When you start moving toward success, your energy changes, and not everyone will celebrate that. Some will feel threatened, others will feel left behind. Some will try to guilt trip you, others will question your motives. That's okay. You're not doing this to please them. You're doing this because your future depends on it. Real success often requires temporary isolation. That isolation is not punishment, it's preparation. It's where you sharpen your skills, clarify your vision, and build the discipline that no one can take from you. And when you return, you're not the same. You're elevated. As your network grows, so will your opportunities. The right connections can open doors in seconds that hard work alone would take years to reach. A single conversation can lead to a client, an investor, a mentor, or a life-changing collaboration. But you only receive those opportunities when you show up in the right rooms. That's why attending events, networking intentionally, joining communities, and building relationships must be part of your success plan, not just for business, but for your identity. Being around high-level people expands your belief in what's possible. You realize you're not crazy for thinking big. You're just early. Your network should be a reflection of where you're going, not where you've been. Build friendships with people who are further ahead of you and don't be intimidated by their success. Be curious, be humble, add value, ask better questions. Don't seek handouts, seek wisdom, and when you learn something powerful, apply it immediately. Let your growth be your response. Let your transformation be your gratitude. If you want to become a millionaire before the end of 2025, you must stop trying to grow in environments that weren't designed for your elevation. Your success is too important to be surrounded by small thinking, negative energy, and aimless noise. Curate your space. Upgrade your circle. Create a culture around you that breeds growth, boldness, and belief. Your environment is the atmosphere for your evolution, and your network is the bridge to your next level. Protect them. Elevate them. Choose them. Because when you get those two things right, success doesn't just become possible, it becomes inevitable. If you truly want to become a millionaire before 2025 ends, you cannot afford to wait for perfect timing, perfect clarity, or perfect conditions. You must take massive, imperfect action every single day. This is the key that separates dreamers from doers. It's the habit that converts good intentions into measurable results. The people who create massive wealth in short periods of time aren't always the ones with perfect plans. They're the ones who act before they're fully ready, who execute quickly, who learn by doing, and who aren't afraid to fail forward. Waiting for the stars to align is a luxury that fast-track success does not allow. You don't have time to spend months fine-tuning a strategy, researching a product, or rewriting your pitch a dozen times before showing it to the world. Every day you hesitate is a day lost forever. The window to achieve massive goals in a short span of time demands urgency. Millionaires in the making don't sit around thinking about what they could do. They test, launch, create, and iterate in real time. They get their ideas out into the world fast, then adjust, refine, and grow them based on real results. Imperfect action means you give yourself permission to move even when it's messy. You don't wait until the website is perfect. You publish it and tweak it as you go. You don't wait until you feel 100% confident to pitch your idea. You pitch it now, learn from the response, and keep going. You don't spend weeks perfecting your content. You share your message today, knowing you'll get better through repetition. This mindset of rapid implementation creates momentum, and momentum creates opportunities. The more you move, the more doors open. But if you stay stuck in perfectionism, those doors never appear. Every highly successful person you admire has a trail of imperfect beginnings behind them. They didn't start with flawless execution. They started with raw effort, bold steps, and messy courage. They were willing to look amateur before they became expert, willing to risk rejection, failure, and criticism because they believed their dream was worth more than their comfort. You have to adopt that same mindset. You're not here to impress everyone. You're here to grow. You're not here to play safe. You're here to shift your life completely. And that only happens through action that outpaces your fear. A huge mistake many people make is overthinking every single step. They spend hours researching, planning, and trying to find the perfect move. But overthinking is the enemy of execution. While you're thinking, someone else is doing. While you're doubting, someone else is selling. While you're analyzing, someone else is building. And they're learning faster than you because experience is the best teacher, and action is the only way to get that experience. Reading another book, watching another tutorial, or planning for another week won't change your life. Taking bold, messy action will. Taking massive imperfect action doesn't mean being careless. It means being courageous. It means understanding that failure isn't final. It's feedback. Every time something doesn't work, you're learning what will work. Every rejection sharpens your pitch. Every mistake improves your process. And every setback, when handled properly, becomes a setup for a breakthrough. The key is to keep moving. The worst thing you can do is let fear of failure paralyze your momentum. Because inaction costs more than failure. You can recover from a bad launch, but you can't recover the time you lost to hesitation. When you commit to taking massive imperfect action every day, you unlock a new level of productivity. You start waking up with purpose. You stop waiting for motivation and instead rely on discipline. You stop negotiating with your excuses and start delivering results. You understand that done is better than perfect, that progress beats procrastination, and that boldness beats hesitation. This mindset shift can change your entire pace and direction. You no longer wait to feel ready. You move, and readiness catches up. One of the hidden benefits of consistent imperfect action is that it builds your confidence faster than anything else. Confidence isn't built in theory, it's built in motion. The more you act, the more you learn, the more your belief grows. You start proving to yourself that you can figure things out, that you can adapt, pivot, improve. You begin to trust your ability to handle challenges instead of avoiding them. And this inner trust makes you unstoppable. Because once you realize you don't have to be perfect to succeed, you'll stop holding yourself back. This daily action also compounds. Each imperfect step adds up. The first video might be awkward, the first sales pitch might flop, the first idea might fall flat, but 100 days later, you're sharper, smarter, stronger, and suddenly the results begin to multiply. You start seeing traction, engagement, income. Your name gets noticed. Opportunities come your way. It's not magic, it's math. Effort multiplied by time equals results, but only if you act. The truth is, you're running out of time. The year is almost over. If you keep waiting for perfect, you'll never start. If you keep stalling, you'll miss your moment. But if you take massive, imperfect action, starting today, you give yourself a chance to do the impossible. Every day, ask yourself, what bold move can I make today? What can I launch, sell, promote, or test? Then do it, not perfectly, but powerfully. Because millionaires aren't made by perfect plans. They're made by people who move fast, fail fast, learn fast, and rise even faster. You don't need more time, you need more action. Start now, go big, and never stop.